Hey guys, this is Chris again, coming at you with another video. Today's video is a little bit different. This is three, what I believe to be some of the most underrated brands of this year of 2020. Quick wristwatch check, by the way. Relaxing around the house before I gotta go to work tonight, so I'm wearing the Omega Seamaster. But these three brands I feel like are underrated for many reasons. One, for their bang for buck. Their availability, you can get them at the ADs. They're easily available, unlike the Big R, the Big R, the Rolex. Everybody seems to like to talk about, and these are a lot of different options, and they all each kind of have their own style. The first brand I want to talk about is Montblanc, and I have had the pleasure of holding Montblanc watches in person, and they really do hold a lot of value for money. A lot of them are more on the dressy side for me, but I'm tending to veer more towards the dressy watches a little bit lately. And I figured I'd cover a little bit of these. I was at the AD when I was in Philly about 4 or 5 months ago visiting my cousin. I went to AD up there in the the Prussian Mall Prussia or whatever I believe it's called. You correct me down there in the comments what that big mall is where they have the AD, the Montblanc AD. But I had a couple of their pieces, and surprisingly they're really good. A lot of people think of them as a pen manufacturer, but they also started manufacturing watches. And a lot of their watches have great value for money, especially for what you get. You can get moon phase complications. You can get really nice dress watches, thin dress watches that if it had the JLC moniker or another big name brand, they would probably be about 3 or 4 times the price of what they are. Another second brand that I feel like that is underrated is Longines, and I feel like Longines is coming up in the last couple of years. They offer a lot of value for money, especially with their Heritage line, their Heritage Diver, which I've had my eyes on for a while, but for whatever reason have not gotten one. They're usually really good. Excuse me if I look down at my desk. I've got my notes here for the video, so I'm not trying to be rude, just looking away from the camera or anything. And now my third might be a little controversial, I guess you'd say, as an underrated brand, Breitling. I know a lot of you guys are probably going to be typing down below, why do you think Breitling's underrated, blah, 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 they lose value, blah, 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 which, as a watch enthusiast, we shouldn't be worried about the actual resale value. If we buy the watches, we buy them to enjoy. That's all you should care about. But like I said, Breitling, for the reasons I'm about to say, Breitling is an underrated brand. It's because ever since they had the new ownership in the last couple of years, they're not really independent anymore. An independent brand, rather, or independently owned, rather, should I say. Not an independent, but independently owned. But they're not really an independently owned brand anymore. The new owners have taken it to, I feel like, in a better direction than what their past models were. They're not making the big monstrosities like the Bentley GT, which was a great looking watch, don't get me wrong, back in the early 2000s, or their big flashy pieces like they used to. As you know, I had the SOH, the Super Ocean Heritage 2, the Diver. That was a great watch. I kind of actually missed out watching that. May end up being a future rebuy at some point or another. But they have the Super Ocean Heritage 2 and the Transocean, which is another really classic watch, especially for Breitling. And they have the recently released the 1959 Navi timer, which is more true to the older size, the 41mm. And it is a limited edition with 1,959 pieces. A little pricey, but either way, Breitling, like I said, you can go to your local AD and you can actually pick up a Breitling Super Ocean Heritage 2. And if they don't have it in stock or the model you want, they can probably get it from Switzerland in a couple weeks. That's what I did with my AD. And you can get it at a really good discount. Buy a Breitling at a discount. That's all I can recommend. But the models I'm about to go over in each category of the brands are a couple models that I feel like are really good buys. These are models that I would personally buy or personally recommend to people that are looking for other options over Rolex. Like I said, you can't really compare these to Rolex, but if you're looking for something different and you're tired of waiting in the line, the height, just give these brands a check out. Do your research, see what you like from these brands. And like I said, these are very underrated brands because you can actually go into the AD and buy them, usually at a discount, at a decent price, and they offer a lot of value for your money for what you get, especially some of the complications. This is going to be a little longer video than I usually do, so bear with me. But the first Breitling I want to talk about is, of course, the Super Ocean Heritage 2. They come in the 42mm size, they come in a 44 and a 46mm size. which I had the 44. I had originally ordered the 42, but they sent the 44, which the 44 actually wears a little smaller than it stated, and they come in a variety of different straps and mesh. I ordered the mesh. It was a little more classy look. And like I said, from Breitling, it's a little more of a classy diver, kind of more like a dressy diver, one could say. And it does kind of catch the attention of non-watch people, which is kind of cool sometimes, but kind of not. But then, like I said, the Super Ocean Heritage 2, you can usually get, I think retail is about close to $5,000, but you can get a really good discount. You can probably usually get about 20%, close to 20% discount, maybe a little bit less depending on the 80. You can probably haggle with them a little bit. And that one, like I said, is a really great buy. They come in the blue dial, the black dial. They even have an older white dial version on that. I'll post a picture up here on the screen here. So this is my first time really going through a video like this, so bear with me, guys. But the second one I want to talk about is the Breitling Transocean, which is a little more expensive retail than that, but it's definitely a classy piece. Again, I'll post the picture up here. And again, I'm just looking at my notes, so bear with me here. But the Transocean retails for about $50 to $40, close to $6,000, somewhere around there. And it is a 43 millimeter. It's more of a dress watch. It's only 12.8 millimeters thick, though, so it's a really, really thin watch. And you can usually get these, I would say, from either Gray Market. I wouldn't suggest Gray Market, but from the 80 at a decent discount. You can probably get them for around four and a half, somewhere around there, if you haggle enough, if you know where to look. And like I said, again, this is more of a kind of a dressy piece, but it can also be dressed down. And it is a really, really decent watch, especially for the price. It's more of a silvery dial. I believe they have a black dial as well, but like I said, for a Breitling, it is a really, really classy piece, and it is a really, really killer piece, especially with the price, what you get. And like I said, it's something classy from Breitling. Now, the next one is the 1959, the Navitimer that they just released last year. I've got a buddy that has one. He loves it. He swears by it. Great watch, like I said, 41 millimeters. Only thing is, I believe it's right around $7,000 or $8,000, and you can't really get that much off of retail. But for a Navitimer that's truly limited edition and harkens back to the old school days of the Navitimer, it doesn't have this. It's a busy dial. Again, I'll post a picture up here, but it's a busy dial, but it doesn't really have the busyness as the older Navitimers do, which I kind of do like the older Navitimers. But again, like I said, this new reissue kind of harkens back, and I feel like Breitling is going back to that direction, even with the new Navitimers, the regular lineup. They have a new Navitimer, I think, for like $4,000, brand new, which is a really good deal. And like I said, if you're looking to resell, I wouldn't go that route with Breitling. Be sure you're going to wear it, because you're going to lose money, or if you don't get a good price on a Breitling. And again, like I said, don't buy it as an investment. Just buy it and wear it to enjoy it. Like I said, the Breitling is definitely a decent buy right now. That's why I feel like they're one of the most underrated brands right now. Because like I said, just like Omega, you could actually go to the AD and actually walk in and go out with a Breitling right now, or an Omega. And that's why I feel like Breitling is underrated, and a lot of people overlook Breitling just because of the simple fact that they don't hold their value that well, but they do make great watches. Another great addition is the Aerospace, the Evo. I've got my eyes on one of those. You can pick those up pretty decent price. I think like $3,000, somewhere around there, brand new. Which 4-quartz watch, a lot of people think it's expensive, but it's a high-end quartz. Like I said, Breitling has gone to more decent sizes lately, whereas they don't have their big monstrosities that they had before. Now, again, the second brand that, excuse me, the second brand that I wanted to talk about was the Mont Blanc, and they have the Heritage Collection. They have a new Salmon Dial, which is really killer. Again, I'll post a picture up here. They have a Salmon Dial, which is really killer. It's 40 millimeter, 20 millimeter lugs, and it retails for only about right under $2,300 off of. This was the information I found from Reed's Jewelers, which they are an authorized dealer of them. And you can probably pick them up cheaper if you look around, or pick them up used, maybe for about $1,700-1,800. That Salmon Dial is really, really killer, and you can also dress it down. You can wear it with kind of like a polo shirt, jeans, something like that. Maybe put like a different strap, like a leather strap, instead of the fancy, like, I don't think they come with crocodile, but it comes with something really nice. You can kind of dress it down and use different straps. And again, the other Mont Blanc that I want to talk about is the Heritage Automatic in silver, which retails for about $27.35, and that's almost along the same lines as the salmon dial, but it's more of a silver dial. And again, it's a really, really thin watch, and like I said, it's just really, really classy. And I've held them in person at the 80, and they are really killer watches. Excuse me. The only thing that I was not able to hold in person, but I've heard really good things about, is Mont Blanc Moonphase. Now the Mont Blanc Moonphase, the reference number is 112534. It does retail for about $6,900. But that watch, if it, like I said, if it had JLC, Jaeger LeCoultre on the dial, or VC, or something like Vacheron Constantin, or something like that, it would probably retail for about $13,000-$14,000 or more, even if it just had the JLC on the dial, being a Moonphase. And it is another really, really thin watch, and I believe it's only about 12 millimeters thin. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. And that could be another really, really killer option for a dress watch, that Moonphase. You don't see too many Moonphases, and like I said, that $6,000 you may think is a little steep, but compare that with the JLC. You can see where that would be a little bit more underrated. And don't get me wrong, I love JLC. I will eventually get a JLC in the collection. And now the third brand I want to talk about is, again, looking at my notes, sorry guys, but the third brand I want to talk about is Longines, especially their Heritage lineup. The Legend Diver is one I've had my eye on for a while. It comes in about 43 millimeters, and I believe it is a 20, it's 42 millimeters, excuse me guys, and it does have a 20 millimeter lug, so it is a strap monster. And again, I'll post up pictures of it up here. And again, like I said, if it is a strap monster, and it's really kind of its own thing. And again, you can go to 80 and pick these up. They're readily available. You can pick them up even. This is probably one I would pick up gray market, because the price difference in I believe it's the ETA movement that comes in it, is a really killer movement. Because I also believe they are part of a Swatch group, so they still maintain that ETA movement, which is really cool. Workhorse movement. Correct me if I'm wrong down there, guys. Like I said, I don't claim to know everything, just going by what I see. But again, this is just another killer piece that a lot of people rave about. And like I said, from what I've seen on the pictures and in the forums, it's a total strap monster. I will get my hands on one of these days, whether it's for you or to add in my own collection. That is one that I do want to add eventually. That black dial with the yellow markers, like I said, it has that heritage kind of inspired look, and it looks like it's really killer. I've never heard anything bad about it. Now, the other Longines I want to talk about is the Sector dial, which is kind of reminiscent, as you guys know, of the JLC Sector dial that I had on order, but it was taking too long because it was on back order, and then they were dealing with a crocodile strap and everything like that, so I ended up canceling that order and getting the Breitling actually over that, because I figured I would have worn that more. But now I'm veering more towards dress watches again. Like I said, the Longines Sector dial is $21.50 retail. Is 38 millimeters. The only downside on the Longines Sector dial is the 19 millimeter lugs, that oddball lug size that some of the brands like Longines does like to do, which I don't get that. It's kind of one of my pet peeves on collecting, why they would make like a 19 or 17 millimeter lug. It's just kind of off. I guess that's just they want you to buy their straps or keep their straps on there. You probably could get away with the 20 millimeter strap on there, I'm sure. But the Longines Sector dial, like I said, if that was a JLC Sector dial, that would probably be about $5 grand, $6 grand, I believe was what the retail was on the one. Of course, I didn't pay that, but the retail on the JLC that I had ordered was that. And again, that's two options, and there's so many other options from Longines. Like I said, I feel like that brand is an underrated brand right now. Not a lot of people are picking up on them for one reason or another, I guess, because the name, it doesn't say, like I said, it doesn't have the big R, it doesn't have the Rolex. Like I said, all these are viable options, and they're a lot cheaper than a Rolex. I'm just getting tired. I myself wanted the Rolex, but now I'm just getting kind of tired of the hype of the Rolex. The waiting, you have to be on a list, blah, blah, blah. These are all really, really underrated brands, I feel like. Like I said, you can actually go to 80. You can pick them up now, and you can't go wrong with either of them. You could go to watch group meetups and, hold your head high and still be respected among the group with any of these watches here. that I mentioned, and let me know what you guys think are underrated brands. What did I miss down in the comments? Let me know down there. Let me know if you agree with my list. Like I said, under the Breitling comments will be probably kind of a divisive one, but like I said, I mentioned why I feel like Breitling is an underrated brand and why I feel like they're going in the right direction. But like I said, I know that's a divisive one, but let me know down in the comments what other brands do you feel are underrated brands by watch collectors and even non-watch enthusiasts. Let me know what you would choose, what you would change different. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, that's cool. If you didn't like it, that's cool. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Alright, see you next time. Peace.